guide to build the ultimate iPad productivity desk setup, so stay tuned towards the end for things you should know so you don't have any mishaps. Of course, you have iPads because iPad productivity, guys, in the new iPad Pro, and you can also get the 11-inch iPad Pro, but I found the 12.9-inch one, especially now with the specs being the same as the new iMacs and Mac Mini. You can really get a good amount of work done. You can do 8K graphics content and really push it, or build the ultimate iPad productivity desk setup. I have some tips and tricks. So Thunderbolt cable, because the new M1 iPad Pros have Thunderbolt in them, which I'll have some of my favorite Thunderbolt accessories for the M1 iPad Pro later on in the video, so stay tuned. But 2-meter one is what I would generally recommend, and a 2-meter cable is plenty long enough to go and like reach across the hallway. Then Apple Pencil, because Apple Pencil, guys, Apple Pencil is amazing, especially for artists or students. It allows you to take notes and mark up documents from your lectures in class, or making these thumbnails for YouTube videos, or graphics design for those multimedia students out there, because you can get really fine pointer control and map things to it. All the USB-C or now Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4 devices. My favorite keyboard accessory for the iPad Pro, both the 11-inch and 12.9-inch, is the Smart Keyboard Folio. Especially as a student, it allows you to have keyboard shortcuts and navigate things, especially with the new version of iPadOS. It has so many more keyboard shortcuts for navigation and usage that it's amazing, and it's great for productivity. It can easily 10x your productivity. And if you spill on it, you can pretty much just wipe it off, so you don't have to worry about getting crumbs in your keyboard or anything like that. And then my second favorite case is the Zag case. It's really nice. It has neodymium magnets in the inside, so you can fold it out. It has all these adjustment angles, and so you can adjust it to wherever you want. So it's great for drawing or things like that, or typing if you do all your typing on the digital keyboard, because it has its usability benefits and accessibility benefits for productivity and work at home and all those things. But it's also soft and very protective. It has stout rubber bumpers around the entire thing, so you don't have to worry about it. And a spot for your Apple Pencil. Hold it right here, but it also has a slot right here that fits really well. So I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of different options for headphones, from more budget friendly and truly wireless to the best over-ear headphones, the Sennheiser HD 820s. So if you're more of an earbuds person, I would recommend the Sennheiser IE800s or the Clips X6Is. Both these are amazing. These cover basically anything you would want from a pair of IEMs or earbuds driven through your iPhone or your iPad Pro. Then you can get the lossless audio to wireless headphones, the Apple Airpods with wireless charging case. These are my favorite earbuds. They're super accessibility friendly, and I'm a big proponent of accessibility. They're also super comfortable, or you want something that's active noise canceling, that's truly wireless, I would recommend these are the AirPods Pro. They're in ear instead of on ear, or the other ones just rest on the top of the ear right here. They're also IP67 dust and waterproof. Both those, especially if you're in the Apple ecosystem, have a crazy battery life. For a budget-friendly, amazing over-ear headphone, has the option of being wireless. Audio-Technica ATH M50X BTs. BT stands for Bluetooth Standard. Marques Brownlee has used the Sennheiser HD 820s or the Audio-Technica ATH M50s for most of his YouTubing career. And they're super comfortable, and they have amazing audio fidelity, especially for the price. They hit way above to what they cost. SSDs, be able to store all your homework assignments and all those things. Sets of SSDs that I would recommend. Budget friendly, and then more expensive, but Thunderbolt SSD I was introduced to by Peter McKinnon is my favorite SSD, or solid state drives as they're also known as. It's the C Rugged Pro SSD. I have the link in the description. Thunderbolt 3/Thunderbolt 4, and it does USB, so if you're wanting to plug it into your iPad or your new iPad Pro that is Thunderbolt, it's IP67 dust and water resistant, and it's insanely fast. This one is the one that MKBHD generally uses, the Samsung X5 Thunderbolt 3/Thunderbolt 4 portable SSD. I've wanted this for so long. The newest version of iPadOS has a file transfer indicator, but it's not really an issue with a Thunderbolt SSD. Those are my two favorite Thunderbolt accessories. So if you're looking for Thunderbolt accessories, check those out. They're amazing. I love them. And then, of course, you're going to need some peripherals to build the ultimate iPad productivity desk setup. My 3 picks. You could go with the Keytron K2 if you like mechanical keyboards, but I always group typing and touchscreen. So the Apple's Magic Keyboard with numpad. You can map the other keys to separate actions, and especially with the new school stuff, because I'm a college student. Magic Trackpad 2, this allows you to turn your computer into a much larger touch area to do gestures for somebody who works on an iPad. Makes it more user-friendly and intuitive, especially since you can do most of the gestures now from your iPad. This is my favorite mouse. I know Magic Mouse is controversial, and you can do gestures swiping up and down and horizontal on the timeline for when you're doing video editing or scrolling through your papers or books or things like that. If you don't want to spend the money for the Magic Mouse 2, get the Magic Mouse 1. You need a mouse. Mouse is a specific pointer device, because if you're going to be sitting all day or going to be doing it at your desk, you want it to look nice. So good monitor I would recommend is the HP Z31X. That one's my favorite monitor. It's Cinema 4K. It has an actual KVM switch in it. It can do active scaling, so you can put a view from your iPad into the monitor and it can rescale. Tip: if you want to hook up the Apple TV to your TV, you can AirPlay to your Apple TV and then it'll automatically rescale it to fit. So that's great for your Zoom calls during work at home. You can use your iPad for the Zoom call and connect this. This is Apple's camera connection kit adapter. Right here is power, and then you have a USB-A port for data. This is great. So if you're looking at dongles, check out one of those. Then another dongle I would recommend a lot for students is a Thunderbolt 3/Thunderbolt 4 to DisplayPort and Thunderbolt 2 adapter. So you can plug it into your iPad or iPad Pro. Then the 3 dongles that I would recommend that everybody should have that aren't those: a Belkin USB-C to Ethernet adapter, 10 gigabit Ethernet, or just gigabit Ethernet. So either USB-A or Thunderbolt. These are my 2 very favorite dongles. This is Apple's multi-port adapter. It has HDMI, can do Cinema 4K, which is important. And it has a USB-A port and a USB-C port. I've never heard of anybody having an issue with an Apple dongle. Well, I've heard horror stories about people using third-party dongles that are like cheap, killing their computer. This is my favorite third-party dongle. It has all the ports you pretty much need. This one isn't Thunderbolt, but it's USB, but it's plenty fast. Full speed USB-A, power USB-C, UHS 2 card reader for micro and regular SD cards, which is worth the cost of this would be by itself. This is actually very reasonably priced and budget friendly. Really much recommend this one as the budget pick. Check it out. Amazon has a great returns policy. That goes for all of these things. This is the world's best-selling audio interface. It's the Scarlett 2i2 Gen 3 audio interface. They have a Thunderbolt version of this one that's great also, but I haven't really found that much of a difference between the Thunderbolt and non-Thunderbolt one, other than the line level signal coming out of it, which basically line level signal is the signal coming in from your microphone. I really recommend this microphone. It's the Rode Pod mic. It's really awesome. It's built like a tank. It's all metal all around, and then it really takes those Zoom calls that you're taking and FaceTime calls now, because now you can do scheduling FaceTime to Android and Windows users, which is amazing. Stand, I really like this. I'll have the stand and my favorite XLR cable in the video description, so check that out if you're looking for the best stand. These are all reasonably priced. So, of course, if you don't want to have a whole audio interface and all those things, and you want to just for like $20 or $30 make your Zoom calls amazing, check these things out. Takstar SGC 598. It's only $20 and it has 90% of the performance of the Rode Pro Plus microphone. Although, if you want to plug this into your iPhone or iPad without running it through like audio interface or something like that, and convert it into a signal that your iPad or iPhone would understand, it's the Rode SC4. It's a TRS to TRRS adapter. Basically, it takes the signal format from here, would go into a mirrorless camera or something like that, into something that your iPhone or iPad or even Chromebook would understand. And so you don't have to deal with terrible audio quality, because audio is more than half of video. Because somebody will sit through a not very good looking video or something like that, but they will be annoyed if you have terrible audio. This is amazing. It is a active HDMI cable, which has Cinema 4K and can do high refresh rate because it's HDMI 2.1. It can do 120 hertz, and then it goes into USB-C on the other side. And it's active cable, so you don't have to worry about signal degradation. And it could do 8K video. And it's very reasonably priced, especially right now. It's a great deal. The Boya BYM microphone. This is generally $20, but it's even less right now. It's an insane lavalier microphone for the price. As long as you wire it up properly, it sounds amazing. And that's coming from a multimedia student. You need a either USB-C to headphone jack or headphone jack to lightning adapter. But the cool thing about this one is it can do regular TRS signal and TRRS signal. And spending this $20 could really affect your audio quality for your Zoom and work at home and all those things. So my favorite battery bank, that when I'm filming or needing to run an audio interface and all my other equipment. And it's USB-C PD, so it does full power delivery, and it has USB-A for charging, and it has Qi charging. This is an amazing case. I really like in cases. They're a little expensive, but they work great. Not just protect your device inside, which it's super nice and soft. They should make pillows. It's so soft and comfortable, or fuzzy blankets. It also works great as a mouse pad. I found the black ones work amazing for a mouse pad. So you can store your iPad or all your accessories. So your AirPods, your Magic Mouse, your Magic Trackpad, and all those things inside of it, and just take them all out. And this prevents it from getting scratched. So if you're getting for the Magic Mouse and all those things, get the 12-inch one. I'll have it in the video description. And it also works for the iPad Pro, even with Smart Keyboard Folio or Magic Keyboard on it, which Magic Keyboard, Smart Keyboard Folio, matter of personal preference. Link in the video description for all the things I'm talking about. Aperture Amaran FL. This is my favorite mobile light to make those Zoom calls amazing, and it has an amazing CRI. Basically, CRI is a measure of the color for photography and videography, which this can do DTAP power, a USB-C power, so you can power it off a battery bank like this one, which is what I generally do for those Zoom calls, so you can have a well-lit camera, because even a not very good camera looks so much better when you're properly lit. And this one has a very good diffusion, so you're not going to get like way blown out on one side and be like all harsh and shadows and be like, ah. If you're looking for a light, I really recommend Aperture's products. They're really good quality. This is amazing. And it comes in a really nice carrying case. So you get the light, and it can do battery packs. So you Sony MP batteries, and they just slide on. And it has a really good control, so you can control it. It can do 100 to 0 all the way up, and it has both daylight and tungsten lights. It's bi-color, and it has lots of tripod mounts to put things on. So it's great. You can put it on a tripod, or it comes with adapters for 1/4-20 and 3/8 and all sorts of other things to put it on boom arms and anything else you would want. And it's pretty reasonably priced generally. If you're trying to upgrade your Zoom calls, or you do a lot of conferences or YouTube or anything like that, I would recommend that light. The Joby Gorilla Pod, you can get the legs separately from the head if you want a light or something else, and then they'll list the original MSRP, even though it's no longer sells for that. So make sure you watch out for that. But for tripods, I really like this. These are bendy. These are one of my favorite tripods. Or the Peak Design tripod, I would also highly recommend it. If you're looking for more than just a desktop tripod and you want a full tripod, I would recommend the Peak Design tripod, the carbon fiber or aluminum one. Those are both amazing. I'll have all the affiliated things linked in the video description, and so check those out, and all the different things. Makes it easier for you if you're interested in any of these things. Just tap that link, it'll bring you right there. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and like if you liked it, because it really does help. YouTube thinks you'll like this video.